Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I hope that many of you are in your apartments nice and safe. We appreciate your patience in not having a in-person town hall today, but we certainly want to give you the opportunity to hear what's happening. And we have a room full of spread out people here, and we're just gonna change it up. But I will say that we are gonna do questions at the end. And so the extension is 789 if you live within the Friendship Village of Dublin area. If you choose to call us, it's 614-761-3330. So I will be back at the end to take questions, and I hope you're all having a great day. To start us off, Erin's going to give us a master plan update.
All right. Hi, everybody. So update on the master plan. We've been working away on 2.3, the Rowan House. When we talked last month, we were nearing the completion of demolition, which is still ongoing. We're doing what we call selective demolition, which is of the mechanical, electrical, plumbing trades, just kind of buttoning everything up. We are demoing concrete slab for the new plumbing. We are laying out the new walls on their exact locations. We have started as of yesterday underground plumbing for the new restrooms. And one thing we've been focusing on in the last month that you won't see in the pictures, but is important to the project, is we've been working on the paperwork side of things, getting materials released. As everybody knows, supply chain is a little bit crazy right now, so we're focusing on that to mitigate any impacts at the end of the project. So a few pictures. This is the far south end of the building. We've basically taken it down just to the studs. Last month, I showed the photo on the left here. This is just kind of a side-by-side of the same view showing what we've been doing the last month. All of the low-voltage cabling and kind of web of craziness that was happening above the ceiling when we took the ceiling down. You can see on the right is about 2 weeks ago. We cleaned up a lot of the mess that was happening in kind of old legacy low voltage cabling. This is a picture on the west wing of the building showing the new door openings for all of the new resident units. They shifted slightly from the old door opening, so we have shoring up and we've been cutting all of that masonry block for the new openings. And then this is just a side-by-side. On the left side is a new opening that we just cut. The right side is an old one that we had infilled. And then just a few pictures of the concrete underground demo that's been going on. This is a location of a new resident unit restroom. Another example of the underground demo. And then just a picture of us, we're laying out walls. So all of the areas that look like they're wet are actually new wall locations. We chalk the lines for the new walls and then put a clear sealer over them so that they do not get removed when people walk over them. Looks like Tom, you're up next.
Thank you, Erin. Very exciting stuff. So I just want to give everyone just a quick overview of the month in review. This would be December. Then we have now 2 years worth of actual data of our tickets that we've been tracking. So I'm going to do a quick review there. And then on to something probably most people want to hear more about, which is the Spectrum update. So looking at some key metrics from last month, it was another record month, 283 tickets. That tied our November 2021 total for most tickets since we've been tracking this. It's kind of expected in that a lot of people get new electronics for Christmas. Santa brings a lot of cool toys, and they all need to be connected to the internet. So we sort of expected a bit higher in December, but still a pretty busy month for us. This is going to be a little hard to see. I'm going to talk about it, and then we're going to come back to these categories there when we do our annual review. But looking back in the month of December, computers, Wi-Fi, telephones, televisions, and iPad and tablets were the top 5 categories that people requested assistance with. If we look at a few more metrics, our IT help sessions continue to be fairly popular. We completed 83 tickets during the Tuesday, Thursday, 10 to noon sessions, which was about 29% of our total tickets, which was actually a 9% increase over November. So residents, you all guys seem to really like having that 10 to 2 Tuesday, Thursday time slot. And often people are queuing up even before 10 o'clock with their iPhones and different things that need some work on them. So we're happy that that's continuing to be popular. We did have a request for an afternoon session for people that have ongoing Tuesday, Thursday commitments. So we are looking at that, and within the next few weeks, I'm sure we're going to add an afternoon session. We'll have plenty of notification on that before it happens, just so that everyone has a chance to take advantage of that. Another thing that tracking tickets gives us a chance to do is look at start date, completion date over a month, and looking back over December, the average time to complete a ticket was 1.3 days. But you know what it is with averages. For every one that's completed on the same day, there's somebody who's out there a week. So this is an average, and we're aware of that. But we are pretty happy with about a day and a half there to complete any work order that comes into our department. Some guy named Ted had the most number of tickets last month, barely edging out Anthony, who had the most number of tickets in November. So moving ahead to annual metrics, looking from 2020 to 2021, the thing that really stands out is that 2021 was a 50% increase in tickets. We completed 1,776, a very patriotic number of tickets in 2020, but we completed 2,661 in 2021. And we're going to take a quick look at those categories again. Top 5 categories in 2020 versus 2021. In 2020, it was computer, television, phone, Wi-Fi, new staff. HR would love new staff to be in the 2021 most used categories, but unfortunately it's not. 2021, though, television, computer, phone, Wi-Fi, iPads, and tablets. The thing that stands out there is the top 4, although television and computer were reversed, the top 4 categories in both years were televisions, computers, phones, and Wi-Fi. What we look at when we look at that is, well, what are the things that people need most help with? Televisions and Wi-Fi are 2 of the top categories. Both of those will be addressed by the conversion to Spectrum, where everyone will have DVR service across campus, and everyone will have 400 by 20 Wi-Fi service, as well as the ability to run some hardline Ethernet devices in their apartments. Which brings us to the Spectrum update. The bad news is, after looking at all of the issues that they have to overcome running wires to all the buildings here, they've given us an updated estimate of March 15th for the wiring to be completed. Now, that is all of the wiring. That's the wiring backbone. That's the flats, villas, A-wing, B-wing, Alderwood, Waterford. That's everything being completely ready for installations to start. Around March 15th, it seems long, but it'll be here before you know it. People are already asking, well, wait, what are we supposed to do then? Didn't you tell us last month that everyone's going to have to call and do something on their own? And I don't know what to do. What is it I'm supposed to be doing? So I just wanted everyone to know that we're aware of that. We're meeting, in fact, today with Spectrum to start talking about the creation of forms, checklists, instructions, with an eye towards making this absolutely as simple as we can. One phone call, what do you want? When do you want it installed? Okay, great, thanks, and we're on our way. So we are meeting with Spectrum today. We are starting the process of putting together instructions, checklists to make this an easy transition, but we did want to assure everyone that when we do get started with this and when we do start having to start calling Spectrum, I said start too many times in a row, when we start calling Spectrum, we will make sure that everyone has a very clear set of instructions, what to ask for, what to say, and if anyone needs help, we will be here to help them. So that's the IT update, and I'll turn it over to Emily. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to kind of give a few updates from the marketing and sales department. The first is, as you can see on your screen, and more information will come out to you soon, we are looking to edit the resident referral incentives for 2022. And what that means is, as you know, we've been doing 1 free month of your monthly fee for the resident referral. And for budgetary reasons and tracking, but also for consistency and fairness so that everyone's receiving the same thing, we've decided to go to more of a flat rate, but still a very attractive flat rate that we will give $3,500 for every resident referral that moves into the community. So we're very excited about that. And then in addition, if you were here when we had some of those flyers that go around with the referral cards on them, we had some other incentives in the past that we're going to kind of bring back that idea. So soon you'll start seeing those out and about amongst the community, and also we'll put them in your mailbox for you to fill out and return us those referrals. But for every referral we receive, those residents that gave us those referrals will be entered in for a chance to win a monthly raffle prize. Those options would be a $50 local business gift card of your choice. If you say, I want $50 from Cap City or $50 from Roosters or Whole Foods, you choose, we'll get it and give you that gift card. Or $50 from the Springwater Spa, $50 in additional dining credits, or 1 personal training session in the fitness center with one of our fitness experts. So we're very excited about this new program. If you have questions, feel free to bring them to us, but please keep bringing us your referrals. So as a follow-up to that, I just wanted to talk to you about our next resident referral event. Again, as you know, I've said it every month. My goal is to do resident referral lunches, but again, with the COVID situation, we've been avoiding that. So I've been trying to come up with creative ideas. The pie event we had in November was super, super successful. We had 13 new leads from that, and I know I've told you that before, but that was a record-breaking month since I've been here, so thank you so much for bringing us those new leads. We're having some great conversations with those people. So I want to have a goal of, let's see if we can beat that for January. And we're going to do a similar idea of a cocoa bomb drop-off with a FVD mug. So as you can see from the photo, if you don't know what a cocoa bomb is, it's basically a chocolate round shell with hot chocolate and goodies in the middle that you drop into your coffee or hot water or milk to create a hot chocolate. It's just kind of fun novelty that has become popular these days. So if you could provide us with more names by January 24th, so we can get those orders, and we hope to drop them off on National Hot Chocolate Day on January 31st. So please bring us your referrals. Those can be dropped off at the front desk or to the marketing office in the basket outside the door. And then lastly, for our department, we do continue to have lots of activity in the sales and marketing department with phone calls, appointments, tours, and of course, sales. So for move-ins, we have, in December, we had David and Bonnie Niehoff move into Villa 6773, Carol Llewellyn move into B375, and Mark Dine move into B249. So if you haven't met them, please say hi and introduce yourself. And then upcoming this month, we have David and Alice Miskell moving into A254. We could possibly have one other moving in this month, but we don't have the final approval there, but they're going to move rather quickly. So I'll mention that once we have the details. So next, we have Jeannie. Nope. Both of you. Thank you.
Good morning. Before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for all the beautiful cards and condolences I've received on behalf of my dad. Your kindness is truly appreciated. Today, Larry and I are here to introduce our Partners in Motion fall prevention program called Get a Grip. So Partners in Motion is a therapy wellness collaboration that we introduced last spring. So 2 years ago, Mikey, Ava, and I were certified through COPC's Stepping On Fall Prevention Program. Unfortunately, we weren't able to introduce the program in 2020 due to COVID. So in 2021, we were able to implement the program halfway and then had to stop again due to COVID. So although Stepping On was a great program, we found that the time constraints of 7 weeks, 2 hours, or once a week, 7 weeks, once a week, 2 hours, were just not feasible for both residents and staff. So we took some guiding principles from the Stepping On program and added our flavor to develop a comprehensive fall prevention program. And here to talk about the components of that program is our physical therapy director, Larry Danner.
Thanks, Jeannie. So we are very excited to get back to what Jeannie was talking about. So we are going to start holding classes quarterly this year. We will be starting this January. As it says, we're going to start with home safety this month. And then moving into April, we'll talk about vision. Starting in July, we'll talk about community mobility, pedestrian safety. And then the last class that we'll hold in October, we'll talk about medication management. Also, starting January 31st, at the end of this month, we'll resume the senior fit testing, which will occur twice a year. The wellness program has already started the balance basics class on Thursdays at 2 o'clock here in the Muirfield room. So some of you may have already started with that. And then last but not least, we will begin the Virtue Sense testing for your fall risk predictability. We'll be holding them on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock from 2 to 4, both in the Brandywine Fitness Center and or the Ash Run Fitness Center. Tuesdays will be Brandywine, Thursdays will be Ash Run, and those sign-up lists will be in the event book by the front desk or by the computer. And if you have any other further questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to Jeannie or myself. And I think, Betsy, you're up next.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. I always have to remind myself where I'm looking. I think up at that camera here. So I am here today, first and foremost, to say thank you all so much. So the last time I spoke at Town Hall, we talked about how we had recently made a year-end giving request to all of the residents, and we saw a tremendous, tremendous response. So thank you all so much. Last year, throughout the entire year in 2021, we had 175 resident families, households make contributions, and those contributions totaled over $200,000 for the year. That's all going back into our Friendship Village of Dublin programs, projects, some of it's construction, some of it is general support for residents, for associates, for scholarships across the board. So really tremendous what we're doing as we grow charitable giving, and I just wanted to be sure that I here today gave each and every one of you my very sincere and heartfelt thanks. A quick update. So we had announced to the Flats community and then throughout the rest of Friendship Village of Dublin that we were seeking to install a new patio north of Flats Building 10. we have achieved the fundraising goal for that project. So folks who gave to that project, you can expect an update from me here in the next week or so. But in conversations with Andy, as the weather permits, we expect that the contractor who's helping with that project is going to start here yet this winter. They may come for a couple days in good weather and then disappear again for a week or two. But it is our hope that that will be installed and in place by the time spring socializing can again begin. We're also off to a really great start fundraising for the new chapel. And so we have a little group that's helping us, again, working with our wonderful friend Andy, talk about what the design for that stained glass is going to look like, and expect we're going to be able to share that with a larger group soon. Last month's meeting talked about how we send an annual holiday greeting that our residents like to participate in, where they make a contribution in lieu of sending Christmas cards. And we sent out one version of that in December. I always like to send a little update in January, so that'll be going out soon, because some folks really do wait until the very end of the year to do their giving, and that's just fine. So we'll send that update out here soon. And to add a quick note, I also traditionally do a tax mailing to all of our residents and donors who give throughout the year. And so I'll be working on that here in the next couple of weeks. And folks who have given will receive a letter and document from me that totals up all of your gifts from the calendar year that were not gifts from an IRA and were not gifts from a donor-advised fund. So look for all of that coming from me soon. And again, thank you all so much. We're accomplishing so many things, and we're going to continue to do more and more together every year. Have a great day. Oh, and Angela is up next. I see her out in the hallway. So wave her down. Tell her she's next.
Thank you. Good morning. So you all can't see me in the back, but I've been dancing around and pacing because I'm so excited. So first, I'm going to go through just a couple things. We're going to do the January Associate of the Month first, and then we're going to do the Associate of the Year, which is a surprise. So they don't know yet, so we're excited to announce that. And then I just have one real quick fun about January to share with all of you and then to invite you. So our January Associate of the Month is, drumroll, Miss Sally Cohen. Sally, would you please come up here? Yay! As you all know, Sally has received an honorable mention, I think at least 6 or 7 of these months, so the committee was really excited to finally be able to award this to her. And I want to include just a quick story. If you see that picture of all guys in the maintenance department and the refurb department and landscape, they all gathered together, waiting in the hallway, and could not wait to tell her that she had won. So big congratulations to Sally.
I just want to say thank you so much, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Sally. They happily moved her spot. She was super pumped for that, so thanks so much. Okay, I'm going to call in the rest of the group. I know that you all couldn't be here with us, of course, to congratulate us, but we still wanted to do something that was fun for them, so they don't know yet either. So we're going to call as many of them that could join us today up to the stage, and I'm going to make this final announcement as well. Mikey, I know you're avoiding me, but you have to come too. Come on up. Just stand up here real quick. Yay! So obviously COVID is no fun, and we had to do this virtually, but you all still get so much acknowledgement for being such great associates here at FED. I know our residents are just thrilled with all of your performance and everything that you do and everything that you commit to them. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you again. And for those of us that are here, I want to announce that our 2021, for the past year, Associate of the Year was Ana Lopez. Congratulations, Ana. But again, I just want to say to all of you, this has been a fun year. We've had so much fun acknowledging all of you. Honest gets some special treats over there, and she's crying, which is adorable. But all of you at home, please say thank you, say congratulations, all the things that they would get in person. So congratulations to all of you. Thanks, guys. And my last little fun thing, I just want to put a little heads up to. We're going to attempt to do our first ever resident and associate snowball fight with fake snowballs. So look out for Jeannie's newsletter that's coming up here soon and invite you to participate in that. So thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you, Angela. And now we'll do some more fun things. We're going to talk about what we do in case of a fire. Angie was supposed to be up here, but she's been feeling under the weather, so I'm going to take her place for you, and we'll get through this as quick as we can. So what we need to do, unless the fire is in your apartment, you need to stay in place. This building is all concrete, steel. We have firewalls, we have fire doors, so please do not leave your apartment. If the fire is in your apartment, then you need to go to the nearest stairwell, and if you cannot do the stairwell, go outside the set of fire doors that close at all times. A staff member or a firefighter will come and see you if you need to leave the area. We have zones dedicated for everybody if you have to evacuate your area. So some of these areas for the flats, we mean the walking path by Riverside Drive. The Village, you go out to Birchton Lane. Brandywine, you go out to the B-side park garages that are furthest to Birchton. Ash Run, same thing, a parking lot near the garages. And then Riverstone, you go out the walking path across the main entrance. So things that we need to not do when we have our lovely fire alarm going off is please try not to call maintenance or security, even the main desk. When we're doing this stuff, everybody has a job to do to go and respond to these alarms, and we're all trying to respond. So answering calls and stuff like that on top of that is trying to add time to what we need to do. And I know the doors take a while to get open, but as we're responding to these calls to make sure that there's not a fire in the area, we will come up and prop the doors back open once the fire is clear. We'll also send a message out that the fire or the situation is all clear through our front office to everybody as well. So that's just a couple of things to remember. If you do have questions, reach out to Angie or I. Huh? Okay.
So Chris, why are you telling all of us this?
Well, it's supposed to be a secret, but we are looking at doing a full campus-wide drill very soon. So everybody will be prepared to understand what is going to happen. So we just want everybody to understand what our goals are and what we're supposed to do in case of an actual fire on the campus.
So Chris, if the fire alarm is going off, what should I do?
Stay in your apartment.
Stay in your apartment. What happens if I'm in the Muirfield room or the Legacy or walking through the halls?
Stay between the fire doors unless the fire is in that immediate area.
Okay, so the point of this is that if you're in your apartment, unless the fire is actively in your apartment, you need to stay in your apartment. If you're in the Muirfield room, stay in the Muirfield room. If you are in the Legacy, stay in the Legacy. If you are walking between the hallways and the fire alarm goes off and you're close to your apartment, walk to your apartment. But if you're on the other side of the building, just stay put in between the fire doors. The fire doors will close and effectively try and keep you safe in those designated compartments, as they're called. So we will make sure this is included in our community update and our town hall information this week, but please review it, hint, hint. And if something does happen and there is a fire alarm, stay in your apartment unless the fire is in your apartment. Thanks.
Next up, we have Brad, and he's going to go over some mask demos.
So we got as Brad is getting ready, thanks Chris, we got a note to our Ask FED that encouraged us to show people how to wear an N95 mask. And while we've talked about it, Brad is really going to give a great example of how to use a specific N95. Do you have, there you go, and he's got it. So he's going to go ahead and do that for us right now.
All right. I grabbed a microphone stand because I need my hands. So when you get an N95 mask, it's going to look like this. It's going to be in a plastic bag. Easiest way to open it is to go across and just pull it open like this, and it'll slide right out. Don't bother to save this bag. It's of no use. Throw it away. The back of the N95 looks like this. You're going to put your thumb here. Oh, sorry. Yep. Up here, you're going to want to put your thumb here where your nose piece is and grab this flap here. You want both blue like this. Pull it apart. Your thumb will make the arch for your nose when you open this. So you're going to want to open the mask like this. Then when you take
Hold on, Brad. So when I pull this open, do I want which end do I want towards up?
the end with the gray foam. You want that, that's what goes over your nose bridge. So you bring it like this. You've got one strap under, one strap over, and then you'll bring it up to your face and hold it like this. So you then bring this nose strap.
I'll narrate while you talk. So while he holds it up to his nose, he's going to hold the front of the mask with the top of the gray portion, the wire portion on your nose, and you're going to pull the top strap over your head first and position it at the crown of your head.
Right.
The bottom strap then, hold your mask again, the top, the bottom strap goes all the way over the top and goes into the nape of your neck. So your two straps should be one above your ear. Vanna, turn sideways. One above your ear and one below your ear on the bottom of your neck. Then after you're done, you have it positioned. You're going to take both of your hands and press down the wire feature that's at the top to have it fit your face. This is the key to a good N95 mask. The tighter it is at the top, is the more it seals your top. And then the bottom strip, you want to pull it tight along your chin. So the key to this is, again, if you pull the bottom of your mask, it's going to seal the bottom of your neck along your jawline. And then again, the top, Brad's going to do it one more time. Pinch it real hard against your face. That's the component to an N95. So the goal is that it's sealed all the way around your face. And when you take this mask off, you should have a mark from where it has been while you were wearing it.
And when you're pinching the top, don't do this, because that just makes a bridge on the top. You want to use both hands and form it around your nose so that it's good fit, both on the bridge of your nose and the edges.
Great point. Okay, so let's go over it one more time. You open it he'll do it one more time for you. So it's going to come in a package. You pull the package out. There's two blue strips on the back side of it. You're going to take your hand and position it and open the mask. Make sure your hands are clean. Open the mask is that first component with one blue strip in your left hand and one blue strip on your right hand. Open it up, position it on your face. Again, you're going to hold it. You're going to take the top strip and position it at the crown of your head. And the second strip goes all the way around to the nape of your neck. Then you're going to use both of your hands and seal the mask to your face, pushing the wire component into your face, and then pulling the bottom strip around your chin and your jawline. Thanks, Fred. Appreciate it. Anything else? Okay, who's next?
Thank you.
Seth is next.
Thank you, Brad. Very informative. Under pressure, on camera. Nicely done. So I'm just going to show some numbers, some fun numbers around Touchtown. So it's already been over a quarter that we've rolled this out. I think it was mid to late August. So Jeannie and I had a call with our Touchtown rep, and he shared some data with us that I thought I would pass along just to kind of show where we started and where we're at as far as Touchtown engagement. So some of the key metrics that they track on their end, and they promise to share with us time to time to kind of compare us to other senior living communities that utilize Touchtown. So if you're looking at this graph, if you look all the way to the right-hand column there, that's the 90-day average for other communities that use Touchtown. And then you can kind of see where we started: 7 days, 30 days, and 90 days. So if you really want an apples to apples comparison, you can look at our 90-day numbers versus the average Touchtown 90-day average of other communities that utilize Touchtown. So as you can see, just start at the top, daily logins. You know, we're well above the average. Same with activities, announcements, and dining menus, which are really for the big interactive features of Touchtown. So I think it just goes to show how much you guys are using Touchtown. I also think it just shows all the hard work our team has done, Jeannie, her team, Culinary, and I think it's just the beginning, like we said when we rolled it out, just to set the foundation with Touchtown. And I do know we're already in the works for some good engagement and content we look to add here in 2022. It is 2022, yes. Happy New Year, everyone. But just wanted to share those numbers. And as always, you guys are good about giving us feedback. We are always welcome to that feedback on how we can best use this engagement app. That's all I have. Rita?
Okay, we're ready for some questions. So if you want to call us 789, or if you want to call us 614-761-3330. Betsy, I know we got one question.
We have one question. The question was, what's the purpose of outdoor meeting areas in case of fire if we are supposed to stay in our apartment?
That's a great question. So the question was, what is the purpose of outdoor meeting area if you're supposed to stay in your apartment? If, and we hope we never do, we do have a fire, you will be instructed by a firefighter or somebody from Friendship Village. We will physically come around to your apartment, or we will utilize the mass alerter system to say, there is a fire in XYZ, after we understand where it will be, and then we will ask you to go to a designated area if you are in harm's way as it relates to the fire. So the first thing is stay in your apartment. Once we understand the fire team comes, they will help us to evacuate. Once we evacuate, those are the spots that we will ask you to meet at. Let's hope that never happens, but we're preparing for a disaster in the event that it does happen. Betsy's answering a phone call, so we will get that in a minute. Next question.
The next question is, can N95 masks be reworn?
Jess can answer this question for us. The question is, can an N95 mask be reworn?
Good morning. That's an interesting question that has some circumstance surrounding it. So can your N95 mask be reworn? It can. That's an extended use. Really what you need to determine is how long you've used your mask. If it's become soiled, if its protective seal has been compromised, so a strap has broken. So there's some things that you have to evaluate around your mask, and that's called mask hygiene. So you just need to evaluate if it's starting to fall apart. You probably shouldn't wear it for long uses, days upon days upon days. You might want to purchase an extra one and be switching them on and off. When you take your mask off, you should be letting it breathe in a clean paper bag or a dry, safe place where any kind of components that would latch onto your mask, bacteria, can let itself remove from your mask. So really just looking at it, making sure that it's clean, making sure that the seal continues to fit tightly around your face, and then that will determine if you can reuse your mask.
Jess, can you stand up here for a minute? I don't know if you can all see this, but Jess literally just took off her mask and you can see her line. So that's what we want to see when you take off your N95 mask. Thanks, Vanna. All right, next.
They want to know if Spectrum will be taking over the landlines as well as TV and Wi-Fi.
The question is, will Spectrum be taking over the landlines in addition to the TV? And the answer is no. Spectrum will only do your TV and your Wi-Fi in your apartment. We still will be utilizing a partner to do your telephones and then our admin network. So Spectrum will be responsible for your Wi-Fi and your TV in your apartment. When you come out to the Muirfield room, to the dining room, to the Riverwalk, to the River's Edge, your phone will be on a different Wi-Fi network. And that night, Wi-Fi network, in addition to the telephones, will be lumped outside of Spectrum.
We also had a question about the window installation process, seeking an update, and also asking whether the installers would be coming into individual apartments when those windows were being installed.
So the question is related to the windows, and I don't see Andy, and Angie's not here, so I'm going to give it my best pinch hit. The points on this is that we are working through the window process. They did come and do some tuck pointing. They do need to wait for the weather to be a little warmer than it is now. So that work, like the flats patio, is ongoing. It will take some time. When the windows people will, when we actually install the windows, they will need to be in individual apartments. We will certainly provide information and talk to each person if and when that time comes, if your window does need to be replaced, and then also when that will occur. So it's a little too chilly right now to be working outside, especially when it comes to masonry, and also removing windows. So that's why we had to start and stop. The labor market, the supply chain have impacted the window install, and unfortunately there's not much we can do about that. We are just encouraging Adina to keep working when they can.
There was one more question that was for me, so if you don't mind, I'll
Yeah,
just hop
great,
in that and answer
perfect.
it. I think I created a little bit of confusion when I talked about the annual tax documents that I'll be sending out from a charitable giving perspective. So we do here at Friendship Village of Dublin accept contributions in all forms, including stock gifts, including gifts from an individual's retirement account. We do accept contributions in the form of a qualified charitable distribution from your IRA. When I send out these tax documents, they have traditionally been a document that details all of your potentially tax-deductible gifts that you've made over the last calendar year. And so gifts from IRAs and donor-advised funds are not included in that total because you are not going to take those gift amounts and potentially deduct them from your adjusted gross income. So got a little bit nerdy there, but we do accept those contributions, and the value of making that gift from your IRA is that by distributing it directly to Friendship Village of Dublin, it does not become part of your adjusted gross income for that year. So it's a wonderful way to give, especially if your required minimum distribution is more than you need on an annual basis for living expenses. So thank you for the question. I hope I answered it. If I didn't, we can talk more. Thanks.
I will also add, when we're talking about tax letters, your annual tax letter that comes end of January, early February from us talking about your medical deductions, it will be available in the middle of February. So we're getting a lot of questions on that. LCS is the company that prepares that. As you know, we're transitioning away from LCS at the end of this month, but they are still responsible for creating the tax letter or the tax deduction letter, the medical tax deduction letter, which will be available in February. Do we have any other questions? If you do, call 789. I'm going to give a couple minutes. I'm going to talk about two things while you think about your questions. One is that we currently have 29 open positions across the campus that are open. Our HR team has worked very hard along with our managers and our supervisors to keep the recruiting and keep the hiring coming. But like everywhere, we are where we are. And it's as many hoops that we could jump through, we certainly are, but I just thought that was an important number. So there's 29. There's actually 9 in the culinary department. So they are high. I know we have a couple in our 5 actually in our ESS department. These are all off the top of my head. 9, 5, 3, I believe, in the health center, if that sounds correct. And the other positions, obviously, our maintenance team is down, I think, 4. 5. So there's security, landscape, and maintenance. So there's actually 5 positions down. So I know we talked about this before, but we're all tired of COVID. We're all frustrated with the surges and the supply chain and the shortage of associates that are working. We had a call this morning where one of our board members was actually in Kroger last week, and there were 2 pieces of chicken left in the chicken area, and the lettuce area was gone. The supply chain issue is very real. And so we're trying to shield you from that, but it is what it is. And obviously we apologize that we had to close the dining rooms, but we've had all of this surge in COVID associates who have tested positive for COVID, and we're thankful that they are testing and that we can provide testing. They are also testing across this Central Ohio is very, very, very limited. So we feel incredibly fortunate that we are able to provide testing for all of you and our associates to try and keep us as safe as possible. So we are working through those challenges. I know it's frustrating. I know I'm frustrated telling you that these are the things that we're talking about. So we will keep working on them. We appreciate your patience, and thank you. Do we have any other questions? Okay, so does anybody have any other final questions? 789. All right. Well, let's hope this is the one and only virtual town hall that we're going to have to do in 2022. But again, we're trying to do everything that we can to protect you. The positivity rate right now is 26%, so it decreased just a tad, which is great. We were up in the mid-30s last week. It still does not mean we're out of the clear. Omicron tends to be the variant that's around the most, but the Delta variant is still around. The Delta variant is the one you get the fever and you're very, very sick. The Omicron one tends to be that you have a mild cold. So if we can get through these colder months, colder days, hopefully we can come out of this a little stronger. So happy January, happy 2022, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.